Welcome to Tarmac Life. We're here for the fun toys, cars, SUVs, utes, flights, hotels, because the journey matters too, and even the odd motorbike when we feel like living dangerously. Epic drives and unforgettable experiences, all served up with plenty of banter and zero boring nonsense.
On tonight's show, we get down and dirty at the Waiuku dirt track, a rally legend relives its glory days on the Leadfoot Hillclimb, we chat to some local legends about grassroots motorsport and road safety, finally, tolling the harbour bridge, a brilliant idea or just dirty politics?
Kia ora and thanks for joining us. Today we've left Tarmac behind and we're here at the Waiuku dirt track in Aka Aka.
And we're going to be spending the day basically chatting to a few locals, having a look at the racing going on. And they've even somehow let Dave get behind the wheel of one of the cars for a race.
Well, and one thing is for certain, the only way that Dave can be faster than me around a racetrack is that if he's driving and I am all the way there at the control tower.
It's so delusional. Anyway, before we kick things off, I've got my fresh gripe for this week, and that is dirty cars.
Well, can you just clarify for our viewers at home, what do you mean by a dirty car? Like a diesel or one that's covered in bird excrement?
I don't know where you park your car. Actually, all of that, but more importantly, about the inside of a car. I've been with a couple of friends recently, and the inside of their car just looks like a bomb's gone off. They've got kids, and the kids have got their smeary hands all over the place, and the other thing is the amount of junk they left inside or have put inside is just crazy. I mean, I used to be one of those people, and but now driving press cars, I take nothing into the car and leave nothing in there. It's kind of really good.
Honestly, I think the easiest way to keep your car tidy is just not to eat in it. It saves so much of mess and so much of trouble with cleaning up.
Not eating in a car? Are you crazy?
No, wait, maybe he's got a point, because if you have a lot of stuff just flying around in your car, it might get in between your foot and then you pressing the gas all the way down to the bottom, especially if you have a lead foot.
Funny you talk about Leadfoots actually, because this guy has just been on the Leadfoot Hillclimb in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. That's coming up next.
We are making a pilgrimage to automotive Mecca. This is Leadfoot Ranch. And you might remember this place from the Leadfoot Festival, and yeah, we might miss the fact that it's no longer happening, but the ranch is still very much operating. They are doing these hill climbs now up the road, and we are here today to not only take part on that hill climb, even though I'm not driving, but my friend Ben is, and we will be able to cover most of what's happening here, some of the cars that we are seeing go up the road, and then also speak to him after that. Should be a very fun day. You could not have asked for a more eclectic lineup of cars making their way up the road like this. You get flat sixes, 3 cylinders, V8s, inline sixes, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. It's amazing. So many different cars that just come back here for this pilgrimage, for the love of speed. Located here in Hahei in the Coromandel Peninsula, the Leadfoot Ranch basically needs no introduction if you're a fan of motorsport. It is owned by Rod Millen and his wife Shelley, and of course this is a family that's super well known in the motorsport world in New Zealand. They hark back to events that happen on the other side of the world, like the Goodwood Festival of Speed, or maybe even the Pikes Peak Hill Climb in the US. Of course, with both of those events taking place in the other side of the world, there needed to be a place here in good old New Zealand where we could would celebrate things of the sort. And this is what the Leadfoot Ranch is all about. Of course, no longer do we have the Leadfoot Festival as we used to have. I was fortunate enough to attend it once. But now the ranch is still open so that we can have hill climb events like this. And I am a really big fan of hill climb events because they are a little bit more technical than circuit racing in the sense that you only get one run. There are no laps. You have to really know your way up the mountain so that you can really extract as much as you can from every single corner. You don't get another lap. It's one run and that's it. Attention to this Mitsubishi Evo 1 that is doing the run up the mountain right now. This is my close friend Ben, and we will get to see some onboard footage of him driving up, and then we will get to talk to him to see how it went. Alright, so it's so cool to see that everyone just walks out of their cars after they're finished their run so pumped and having a lot of fun. Ben, how was it for you?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, it was such a good experience. Loved it.
Yeah, that's cool. I could see that your car was probably one of the ones that was making the most tire squeal on the way up. It seemed like you were having a lot of fun.
I was having a great time. Great time. Yeah.
And then just after you were finished, I saw you having a look a little bit of the data logging for your car. I know you do a lot of the work on the car yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about Old Evo.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've had it for just under a year. When I bought it, it already had a Link plug-in ECU. The guy before me had done a great job of the exhaust. Was running some Bosch 730cc injectors. But I found after doing some logging that it just wasn't running quite right. Turned out that there was rust all through the fuel tank. It's a common problem with these cars. So I dropped the tank, cleaned the rust out. I used that opportunity to put in a new fuel pump, retuned it. I've got a Link CAN Lambda so I can keep track of the air-fuel ratios. I put in a fuel pressure sensor, oil pressure and temperature, and I've been road tuning it. Got it on the dyno a couple of months ago, running about 185 kilowatts at all four wheels now at 1.3 bar, about 380 newton meters of torque roughly. And there's a little bit more in it. I've got more plans for it, of course, as you always do. The project never finishes.
It's never finished, is it? Yeah. I must admit that I was a little bit ignorant about the Evos, but of course, being a close friend of Ben, he educated me throughout all the different gens and how impressive of a performance that this car is.
Phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that you have a lot of fun going up as well.
Oh, it's
good
great.
on you.
I'm looking forward to next year. I'll be back.
Nice. So what a way to finish off a day like this. We managed to get a tour of the property by Rod himself, telling the stories about these incredible cars I never thought I was actually going to ever see in the metal. And it just seems like everyone had an incredible time doing their runs up the hill. Turns out that having a hill climb event is the most fun you can have while on someone else's driveway. See you next time.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Forester with next-generation strong hybrid and over 1,000 kilometer range. The all-new Subaru Forester.
Get ready to own the road and conquer the wild. Have it all-wheel drive with Subaru.
What really inspires me? It's those moments of peace, of focus, of being immersed in nature. And wherever I find those moments, it's where I'm happiest, where I thrive.
The all-new Audi Q5 range is here.
So here is the news, and basically I want to kick this off since we're outside at a dirt track, and that is Toyota has been spotted with a new rally car that they're going to be introducing or testing out for the WRC.
Correct. I mean, it's all under wraps at the moment, but it looks to be a sports car sort of silhouette. I mean, that Castrol Celica, remember that?
I'm a big fan. I grew up playing the rally games and of course had the Lancia Delta Integrale against the Celica with that amazing livery. And come on, the last times that we got Toyota playing around with WRC, we got stuff like the GR Yaris, and then of course that became the GR Corolla after. So here's hoping that it actually becomes a reality.
Didn't it have a special turbo that opened up when it didn't need to, or wasn't there some cheating going on with some of their rally devices?
Cheating in motorsports, how original, right? So we get that in every different single category. There is a little bit of shenanigans that's happening, but that's what keeps it exciting, right?
Yeah, I just wonder how they can get around at the new one. It's just hilarious. But actually, it brings up this the whole continue on the dirty theme about how dirty they could be in WRC without actually getting caught, or actually finally getting caught. It's kind of hilarious.
And on the topic of dirty sort of politics, well, I want to talk about what's been in the news lately is a toll for the Harbour Bridge crossing. Now, you two live on the shore. What do you think about this?
Well, they are talking about something like $9
yeah.
way, right? So multiply that by the times that people that actually go and cross the bridge every single day for work, it is going to be a big figure for them at the end of the year.
I think it's a terrible idea. Well, a terrible idea anyway, considering I live on the shore. But also the fact that, particularly the Harbour Bridge, it was paid for by the toll. So therefore, you feel like you've already paid for that. I feel it like it should almost be on a new road somewhere else, or if it's going to go down that area. I appreciate it is to pay for another crossing for that area, but what about the people that are taking the ferry or something?
Well, weirdly, I'm actually in support of it because I can see that they're collecting the toll to build a new harbour crossing, which should hopefully ease that traffic that goes between the mainland and the harbour bridge, and rather than the North Shore.
We ended up having a conversation about this a few days ago as soon as this was launched, right? And I find it interesting that you once again find yourself in that position where it is going to disproportionately hurt the people that depend on this crossing all the time and then don't have a lot of money. But then for the people that have infinite amount of money, it's just going to make it easier for them. They would gladly pay the $18 to just have less traffic on the way there and back. So how can you win?
I'm going to jump in there, and I think I'm in favor of it as long as there is a cap per week on it. So say you get up to $50 a week, and that's the most you pay per week. I don't think it should be open-ended because that could be troublesome.
What wages are you on? Can you afford an extra $50 a week? That's feeding my family. That's putting fuel in my car. It's terrible for that whole idea. It's going to make me not want to get a job across the bridge. That thing. I work from home anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But it's hardly the point.
But anyway, be it WRC, be it politics, it is all dirty, very dirty.
And it's just about to get a whole lot dirtier for this guy because he's going to jump into one of those and go around the track.
See you guys later.
It's pretty damn steep, Dan.
i4T hybrid intelligent four-wheel drive. Only a GWM. Go with more.
Since we're at the Waiuku dirt track, we figured for tonight's Tarmac Talk that we'd have a chat to these two legends sitting in the commentary box up here, whose voice we could hear running through the whole day so far. Mike and Nathan, welcome. Really good to have a chat with you guys. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your passion here at the grassroots of New Zealand motorsport?
Thanks, Matt. Well, I've been involved with this is Waiuku Dirt Track Club out here in the thriving metropolis of nowhere, very south of Auckland or north of Waikato, whichever way you want to have it. And I just got asked to be a commentator back in 1998, and but for a few years in between, having children who aren't children anymore, young adults, been involved ever since, and it's the best bang for buck that you can have. I've been privileged to be the commentator, and as long as I don't mind a very, very low form of wit and lots of sarcasm and cheek, then we can have a laugh. And it's one of those things, it's a very inclusive group of people, and to be honest with you, it's just something that I think a lot of people are looking for and they seldom find, and it's just great to be part of this.
Okay, and now Nathan, we saw earlier you had a Hooncorp t-shirt on as well, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about what you and your dad do over here?
Well, Hooncorp's basically just like it's equal parts racing team and it's a road safety message. You know, like the whole thing is to get this motorsport. The New Zealand punches way above its weight as far as professional motorsports. You know, you have the Dixons and the Bambas and the Van Gisbergens and all these huge names worldwide, but that all comes from somewhere. And places like Waiuku, that's the breeding ground for like a lot of the genesis of those sorts of drivers. And the problem is we also have those that want to do it on the street and they think they're doing burnouts at Thursday night 4 a.m. that makes them a good driver. So Hooncorp's basically trying to be that bridge where we say come and do it on the track and don't do it on the road. So as much as we're participating in racing and obviously helping out with a lot of the car clubs and the motorsport promoters, we're also trying to push sort of the road safety message. Not to say, you know, just don't do anything ambitious, but do it on the track.
Cool. All right, so road safety, and then there's a time and a place for racing is what I understand. Obviously, we're just a stone's throw from Pukekohe Park and the close down of that, and again, RIP. Do you think that sort of increased the attention here at the Waiuku Dirt Track, the number of people coming out, participating and racing as well?
I'd like to think so, but in actual fact, Waiuku Dirt Track is a thing that circuit guys love playing because as the track gets harder in the day, it becomes almost like a circuit. Basically, people for Pukekohe have got nowhere to go. Hampton Downs is quite a long way away and very, very expensive by comparison and getting more expensive by the day. So I can understand why the Hoons are looking for somewhere to go. And we're trying to find that. We're basically that first person to get them onto the first rung of the motorsport ladder. Not everybody, unfortunately, we don't have the funding for that, but you know, it'd be neat to be able to get more people doing it for a very cost-effective way. And there is a solution for being an idiot on the road at 4 o'clock in the morning and doing burnouts, because burnouts just wreck tyres and gas and prove nothing. Whereas even here at Waiuku Dirt Track, you know, you get certificates if you get on the podium. And we're trying to say to people, hey, look, there's more to life than just being a renegade and being a rebel and running from the police, and you're not proving anything, you know. Come and have a go. It can cost you a small amount of money to get out there on the track and have a go, and actually be in the passenger seat for $5 if someone lets you get for a ride. And that's something that we try to say to people, hey, look, just so you get a taste of it, $10 through the gate here at Waiuku, $5 to be a passenger if someone says you can go for a ride.
Nathan, we heard about the bucket of water earlier that you get. Well, tell us about that. Is that sort of a running joke?
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a running thing. A lot of Waiuku's not the only club to do that. If you're too successful in your first win, they do a bit more. So, I mean, I started out here as a junior when I was, 15. I won my first, second and third race in the same day. So rather than the single bucket, they just threw me into the horse trough. So, yeah, look, it's just something. It marks an occasion, you know. For a lot of these guys, their first win. I mean, everyone's excited, everyone's pumped. You want to win races, right? You don't join into motorsport to come second. So, what better way to mark the occasion than a bit of pond scum and possibly some bacteria?
Now, I have to bring it back to Hooncorp, because that's not your guys' only focus, right? You have a couple of other things going on as well. Why don't you tell me more about that?
Yeah, Hooncorp, so first and foremost, we like to try and provide events for people to go and be part of. We have a real-time racing campaign, and it's all about, we see someone with a problem, we try to find a solution. We've been part of real-time racing and everything, but then as time's grown on, we've gone to a few more things, and obviously with the modern age, and that's where this guy's kicked in, we've got a couple of other things that Hooncorp sort of become pretty good at.
Yeah, a lot of the sim racing as well. Obviously when the pandemic hit, real-life motorsports took a hit. So we started involving ourselves in the sim racing scene. Some of the top virtual championships around the world with the Gran Turismo World Series, with the AusNZ Endurance Series, Motor Motion, Sector 1. There's just all these cool little series and leagues that crop up. And then in 2023, one of our drivers even qualified for the World Finals. So we were traveling the world, cool. Amsterdam, Amsterdam and Barcelona were those two live events. So that was cool to be a part of. And then, yeah, it's just kind of gone from strength to strength. We're now branching out to iRacing and some of the rally stuff. And yeah, it's cool because sim racing is getting really good. But obviously from a professional point of view, it's still very much in its genesis where there isn't that much money around and there aren't those big dollar sponsors yet. But the way things are going, the more, you're seeing it more often these days, kids that have started off in sim racing, found themselves on a dirt track or in a 86 Cup car or whatever, pick your grassroots, and they rise through the ranks. But of course, where 20 years ago, go-karting was sort of the first step. Now sim racing's kind of getting its credibility as an alternative. Obviously karting's still got its place, but yeah, sim racing's kind of cropping up, and we aim to be very involved in the scene.
And we were lucky to be able to have this guy and a few other guys really hungry in the sim world, so we started what's called Hooncorp Esports, and that became has become quite a big juggernaut. And then we've moved into last year, but like yourselves, we sort of stuck our foot into the podcast world and said, hey look, Nick Brown says to us, and Nick Brown's quite a gravelly voice and smooth presenter from TV and radio and presenting and that, so he said, hey, why don't we do a podcast? We all got on really well, and so we revamped an old podcast that the Sim guys had called the Trackside Lounge, and like yourselves, we put our foot in the water and we met and all got on, and it seemed to be pretty cool. So we tend to push what you guys do, and it's nice that you guys are coming in. So we're just slowly growing. We don't have any funding behind us or anything like that. We just do it for the passion and the love. Primarily we're talking about what's happened, a little bit about what's going to happen, and we certainly showcase crowds like this, groups like this, and the small events as well. As we've got a little bit of a brain on Formula One and the sim world and all of that. So it's where Hooncorp is sort of growing. It's not just the one entity, but we've still got our feet firmly on the ground, not like you show stars there showing the world how it's all flash cars and Ferraris and that, but no, and it's really cool, and for you guys to actually come and show an interest in Waiuku Dirt Track Club, that's absolutely fantastic, and long may that continue.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much for having us here. And part of the reason why we're down here today at the dirt track is because these guys have let Dave get behind the wheel of one of the cars. How are you feeling about that? Have you seen him drive?
I've seen some of the shows. I think you've actually looked at a couple of the shows that they do too, and I think there's been more than one time you've actually had to be real nervous about when you return the car. And you got to remember, at the end of the day, no disrespect, he's a POM and we know what they do, So I think he'll go well, but the question is, the thing is, as long as he's got the track to complain about and the car to blame, probably the officials as well, and possibly the colour of the dirt, and it might even be our errant slug out there on the track. But what do you reckon? You reckon
dirt track's pretty hard to get wrong, especially when it's a rookie. So the guys here at Waiuku prep a phenomenal track. It's not rutty. It's nice and smooth. Especially in the later stages of the day, it may as well be a sealed track.
If he does get it wrong.
There's only one factor, right?
Yeah. But hey, look, it's fun. He's going to enjoy himself, and hey, if he wins, we know what's waiting for him.
All right, thank you both very much, Mike and Nathan, for having us down here at the Waiuku Dirt Track and for telling us a little bit more about your support of road safety as well as this grassroots motorsport of New Zealand. And fingers crossed for Dave. Let's hope he doesn't come last at least.
Meet your new best friend. Faithful, fun, and always by your side. There's a reason Suzuki Swift is New Zealand's favourite small car.
Ah, look, it's Dave, everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so first things first, we were following your car and you didn't come last. Well done.
Actually, I have to be honest, I didn't drive at all.
Oh,
Whack, whack, whack. So what happened was, and I'll blame the track, I'll blame the weather, I'll blame the gods of travel, driving, whatever it is. Now actually the weather did pack up earlier, so they cut the race meet short, and what that meant was the rookies, they were too worried about having such a fantastic driver out there, so I got cut short. There you go, we got cut off.
At the end of the day, you know what that means, right? My fastest time on the track still remains.
I lapped you.
Still the fastest lap, that's what matters.
So there you have it. We have Harry, who is delusional and thinks he's still better at me at driving, but actually does come with a lead foot. We have the Hooncorp that told us the difference between road safety and also racing, and also we just had so much fun here on the track without actually driving. They've just cut me short, but I'm already short. Thanks for watching and see you next week.
we talked to two of the two.
We got a blooper.
All the sausages might be gone by the time we're finished.
Wow, very windy. Sorry.
Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. I've done the wrong thing, haven't I? How's this?
And you want us to chat before you walk into frame?
Oh, really?
Okay.
Just look back at me in awe. Like, wow. Wow.
Get a load of this guy.
You suppose it is. Hate this 1, 2, 3 thing.
Do they do 1, 2, 3? No, they just come with the thing in car.
Yeah, but they've got professional stuff and they're using professionals.
And 1, 2, 3 was our thing.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Okay. Yeah, you do on one TV commercial.
I absolutely know what I'm doing. Look at that tripod.
Yeah,
This is the tripod that's put by someone that know what they're doing.
I don't know, I think it's straight. I'll strip off, play the music.
Oh, please cut the camera for this one.
Go, man, just exchange your $10 for $2 bills. You, stupid insect.
Actually, I did not, pardon the pun, come at all, because I can't say that, can I?
Yeah, just look at that.
This is missing something. Take Norfolk's finest engineers, mix them with a pile of carbon fiber and a sprinkle of British arrogance, and you got yourself a Lotus. The car is so well balanced it hugs the road tighter than an influencer to endorsement deals. The stance, epic. The experience, impossibly pure. What you get? A sports car that screams I'm cultured. I send it. What is it missing? You. It's missing you. Because these cars are made for drivers. And this brand, born out of sheer audacity, fueled by a man who said light is right. His name, Colin Chapman. His belief, racing cars really only need one thing, a lot less. And that has been our spirit ever since. Now, are you a driver or what?
It starts like any drive. Familiar road, familiar view. In a land that defies ordinary, so does the drive.